Alright everybody, welcome back. It is week 3 of Pennsylvania archery season. And if you'll notice, the orange is also muzzleloader season. But I'm just wearing this because I'm on public land. I'm not hunting with a muzzleloader today. Got the bow back out. And this is why I'm not hunting with the muzzleloader. There's only a 15% chance that it's going to rain. But it's been raining all day off and on, so just in case of a patch of rain blowing over, I figured I didn't want to take a chance of dealing with wet powder and all that other nonsense. As you'll also notice, it's relatively windy. So I'm going to kind of take that opportunity, use it to my advantage, and do a little bit of creeping around on these power lines. We're back on the northern public lands where I've been seeing deer. I'm not sure about today, but there's always a chance. I'm going back through kind of some of my older spots from the previous years, double checking them to see if there's any fresh sign. There's some acorn caps here like deer have been feeding, so I think they're still around. Just worried this area might be a little bit too pressured. But either way, I have been seeing a lot of bedding 2 power lines over. And last year we had a pretty good sized buck up here that we just kept having run-ins with and weren't able to close the distance on. So if that dude made it through, there's a chance we could run into him tonight. So I think what I'm going to do is go look around the area where I think he was bedding. Use this wind noise as a little bit of sound cover to get across this grass. I'm wearing the saddle just in case, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm actually going to wind up using it today. So follow along, stay tuned. We'll see if we can figure it out together. Catch you in a bit. Alright, and just to give you guys an idea why I think they might be bedding in here, I'm going to turn the camera around. Yeah, all that grass doesn't just flatten itself out, and there ain't enough people coming through here to do that. And furthermore, it's been like this all summer. It's the whole way along these power lines. And there's a few sections of giant flattened out areas of grass. And there's a few smaller areas. But regardless, it's the entire way along this power line. So I think I'm in the bedding. The main problem I have with hunting this area is that none of these trees are big enough to get a saddle in. And the woods in the backside are so thick, you can't see anything moving through them. Great for the deer, real hard for me hunting. But I think there's a spot down here on this corner that I can get up into. Sort of like a back door to this bedding area. And I think I can get to it without my wind blowing into that, blowing across all this bedding. So I think I can get up in here, stay quiet, and have wind advantage. So I'm gonna go get set up. Go past another deer bed. That looks like it might have been last night. Hard to tell because it rained, so it's still wet, but Either way, it's fresh. So I don't know if I want to try to set up along this brush line or go down past all this and get up in a tree. The wind isn't great for me right now. It's blowing straight in my face and straight down the power line. Might be able to just scoot up in amongst them trees and hang out. This is the freshest sign I've seen in here yet. Alright, I'm gonna keep pondering. See if I can find a spot up here I can set up and have a shot. Catch you in a bit. Well, I got tired of sitting. We got about 10 minutes of light left. Shooting light anyway. So I figured I'd take a walk along this power line and see what I could see. And I stopped to resituate my climbing stick on my backpack and leaned my bow against a little branch. Then I took a second look at the branch that I leaned my bow against. I'd say it's a pretty good sign. There's still a nice buck in the area. I just don't know if he's hitting this at night or out during the day. Either way, he never walked by while I was here. So I think I'm going to keep creeping along this power line. Just go right up to the edge where it drops off. Watch down the hill till dark. See if I can't at least see something moving. So here's another look at that big flattened out area. Not sure if it's bedding. Or really what's going on. Right there is another rub. So there's a buck using this power line. Just don't know where he is. We even got some historic sign mixed in with the fresh. That's a good buck, and he's close. Next time I get the right conditions, I really need to try to find a spot to set up on him. Well, as you can see, we're back at the truck, and there was no footage of deer being shot. So, yeah, didn't see him. Plenty of sign. There's fresh beds with deer crap in them, so they're in there. Just weren't in there tonight. So I think the weather conditions might have been a little off. And I'm wondering if they were maybe further down into the woods instead of being bedded out on that power line. Well, if we can get a day that's dry enough, I might take the flintlock up to the orchard since that's where we've been seeing does. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. No luck with the bow. Brings me to my next point. If you guys are enjoying this hunting content, make sure you click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm trying to get this channel off the ground a little bit. Also, along that note, thank you to everybody who's already subscribed and everybody who's following along for the ride. So, with all that said, stay tuned. We got a whole other week of hunting coming up. It's going to get good. Catch you in a bit. Well, folks, as you can see, I'm back in Orange, and I am back on the public land. So it is the next day in the evening. It's 4:15 right now, and I'm currently caught in a situation. I'm trying to decide if I want to hunt the orchards where we've been seeing does, or if I want to branch out and do a little scouting along the power lines that we were hunting yesterday. Now the power lines we were hunting yesterday was really more in a series of 3 power lines, and they intersect and connect and continue way out past where I was just sitting yesterday. So there's a good chance that I can walk some of the intersection points and further out areas without disturbing anything that might be bedded on that power line that I hunted yesterday. So just so I'm not applying a little too much pressure to that area. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of rolling along the main access road going back to the orchards. I've already passed one vehicle, but if I see many more, I'm just gonna dump the idea, because I don't want to hunt somewhere that there's a whole lot of pressure. And I really want to try and disturb as few people as possible, especially with what I'm planning on doing tonight. So depending on how many people are along this road or near the orchards, I might either take the saddle into the orchard and hang up again, try and get a shot at some of those does, or go scout those power lines and see what we can get through there. Coming up on the first orchard here, and I'm not seeing anybody. Oh, but last week I know there was a bunch of trucks parked here. There's still a ton of apples on those trees. Or I might park at the second orchard and circle around to it, kind of hunt the woods in between. I don't know. Because the woods in between's full of acorns. I'm really torn up here, folks. Well, I'm coming up on the second orchard here now, so I'll get out, check the wind direction, and try to make a decision from there. Stay tuned. Alright, well, I've made the decision. I'm heading back to the hidden orchard, because the wind right now is just perfect for it. The other decision I have to make is what I want to carry with me tonight. The bow or the flintlock. As you can see, it's still kind of gloomy. It's been raining off and on again all day today. It's kind of humid but cool. I'm just worried about the powder going off, but it would significantly increase my range. I think I'm taking the flintlock, just because I haven't had it out yet this year. So, I've got the saddle strapped on. I'm gonna grab the flintlock, head into the woods and get it loaded up. Catch you when we get to the field. Alright folks, well, I didn't find a good tree on this side to climb with the saddle, but I found a great tree to sit under. There's a scrape about 20 yards off to my right. And the last time I was up here, I was sitting in a tree almost directly across from where I am now. We're sitting in this big tall one right here in the saddle last time. And the deer that I saw was feeding under this green tree right here. So, if they work the same pattern they did last week, they'll come out in front of me, work across the field, straight over to where I want to be. Straight over to where I'm sitting anyway. I'm already starting to regret my choice of weapon. As I was working my way out across the field, it started sprinkling. It's more of a fine mist at this point, but really hoping that clears out by dark. You got the power line on the opposite side of the field. The wind's coming from my left, blowing to the right, back into the woods behind me. So if anything comes out from anywhere across that field, they shouldn't be able to smell me. I have this tree behind me, so hopefully that'll block any outline once I get my face mask up. Yeah. We'll see what happens tonight. There's a lot more sign in here than there was last time. And I forgot my freaking binoculars again. Left them back in the truck. Well, they're gonna have to be close enough to see if it's a button buck then. Either way, there's a lot of sign in here, a lot of buck rubs. There's a scrape over there. Plenty of acorns with the caps popped off. A lot of the apples are gone. Some of the cherries are stripped off the lower leaves. With all that being said, I'm gonna pipe down here and let the wood settle. See if we can get any deer moving through. Well, we made it back to the truck. Sat there all night, nothing happened. I don't know if you can see behind me, but it kind of worked out that nothing happened, because even here at the end of the night when I tried to unload by the truck, gun wouldn't go off. So I guess my powder was a little too wet, or the air was a little too wet, or something. Regardless, muzzleloader won't go off. So I have the barrel sticking out the back window so I don't blow a 50 caliber hole in my nice truck. But yeah, other than that, tomorrow's another day. Thinking about doing an all-day sit up on the south game lands, right at that big crossing where I hit the coyote earlier this year. Yeah, I'll ponder that tonight. Stay tuned, you'll see where I go. Alright folks, what is going on? We are back up here on the public land. It's about 5 o'clock on Wednesday. And hee hee ha ha, I thought I was going to get an all day sit tonight. Or at least an all evening sit. But yeah, wound up taking a lot longer than anticipated, trying to figure out why the flintlock didn't go off last night. I was trying to empty it by the truck. Well, long story short, my entire breech plug was clogged. So I finally got that taken care of. She's back ready to rock. And we're back on doe patrol. So tonight, got about an hour and a half of light. So I think I'm going to put the patrol in doe patrol. And just kind of walk these power lines, glass around a little bit, and see if I can't just see where these deer might be hiding out. If I get an opportunity, great. If not, no big deal. It's a scouting trip. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get you on my head, and we'll see what we can run into. Well, I know today was supposed to be a scouting trip. I wasn't gonna set up. I'm gonna look around here. You tell me if you blame me for sitting here for a minute. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know if I'm gonna sit till dark, but I'll definitely be watching. At least for a minute. Alright, I'll bring it back if I see anything. Well, as you can see, we're back in the truck. Stuck it out in that spot till about 10 minutes before the end of legal shooting light. Decided to make my way back down the power line, back towards the truck. Nothing. It's wild. But the gun went off this time when I was trying to unload, so that's positive news. At the very least, today, I think I found my spot for rifle season. Well, I guess I still have tomorrow morning to hunt, depending on weather and if I can wake up in time. And tomorrow night I'll be turning this into a video for you guys, so I'll catch you when I get out. Well, folks, to be honest with you, I don't know what happened today. I woke up at, well, put it this way, I blasted through my alarms at 10 till 6 and 6. My wife woke me up at 8 when she went to go to work. Handed me a Monster. I drank it and passed out until 1 p.m. So I'm not entirely certain what happened with that, but I got caught up doing stuff around the house, and it is currently 5 o'clock Thursday night. So the plan for the day is pretty simple. I'm gonna run up, swap my camera cards, see what's coming through the area, if bucks are starting to cruise in the daylight yet. And I'll probably just kind of hang out for the hour and a half it takes to get till dark. See what we run across. There's a good chance we might run into some deer on our way up, so I'm gonna get the GoPro on the bow, head up the hill, see when I get to the stand. I definitely just heard a stomp from somewhere just uphill. It might not have been a stomp, it was just one crash. It wasn't something running off. I guess it could have been a branch falling or something. Probably 30 yards down the trail from where I just came from. There's a really fresh scrape. Old enough that it doesn't smell like pee anymore, but that was probably made yesterday. There's a giant buck rub down at the bottom of the hill. There's a couple really nice pictures on the trail camera. And try to aggravate something. Alright, it might have just been a branch falling. I'm gonna get to the stand. Alright, it's 20 till 6. We just got to the stand. Don't have a great wind, but what are you gonna do? Last deer to come through here, according to the trail cameras, was 6 o'clock yesterday, down at the bottom of the hill. We got probably 45 minutes of light left. season doesn't come in till November sometime. But here in PA, we can take hens and gobblers in the fall. That'll be what I heard when I come up over the hill then. Either way, I didn't spook the turkeys too bad, so if there was any deer coming through, I don't think I would have bumped them either. They're following my trail in. Alright. I'm gonna get settled in, film these turkeys, and keep an eye out for some deer. Catch you at the end of the hunt, probably. Unless some deer decide to move through. That's gonna do it for tonight's hunt. About 5 minutes ago, I had a flock of turkeys land in a tree off to my right, going up to roost. But I didn't bring a light, so I think before it gets too dark, I'm gonna go work my way down the hill, swapping camera cards as I go. Try not to blast these turkeys out of here and disrupt the area. But, yeah. That's probably going to do it for this week's episode, too. I'll spend tomorrow putting this together. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, so I'll have plenty of time to put this into a video, get it uploaded before 5 o'clock. Hey, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hopefully next week will be a little bit better than this one. If I find anything interesting on the trail cameras, I'll be sure to put that up here at the end of the video too. Alright, I'll catch you next week. Wish me luck.